Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SLE for the second and final series of the game. I am Sandbag, and once again joining me, hot on the desk and the back of our previous series, is Adam. Thoughts on that first one as we look to move on forwards into Make Inting Great Again, taking on the Powder Monkeys. Any closing thoughts?
I completely loved how Gucci Yin played both games. So I am gonna be excited as well to see the battle of the bottom tier teams in quotes, fighting it out to reach the playoffs. Maybe try to go for a higher seed than the seeds they are standing in right now. I want to see Powder Monkeys play very good here and making it great also.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to make sure that they keep their playoff hopes alive. A 2-0 from both of these teams will keep them in the running. An 0-2 for MIG will knock them out altogether. Powder Monkeys have a little bit more room to play with considering they're one win up, but this is not quite do or die for both of the teams, but you don't have a lot of room for error. So, Adam, predictions? Or do we have any thoughts on these teams, one way or another? Anyone that you've scouted out with your preparation?
Uh, I think it's for making it great. Have to say it, but I think it's do or die for them. But Powder Monkeys have a bit room of error
Mm.
as of right now. Having played against Powder Monkeys, I have to say they are a good team and especially a great opponent to play against. Having screamed against also at the start of the split, as so many of you might know. But I think, especially if we see how the draft is going to go, uh, I think based on what I see here, I think Powder Monkeys have the upper hand right now.
Yep, based on record, based on performance, and a little bit of the insider knowledge. Remind me, who do you play for here? Who's your
Project
representative?
Interior.
Oh, PI. That's right. That's right. I'm
Yeah.
not 100% up to date on everything, but as you said, with draft moving up in front of our very eyes, everything looking just first hot takes off the back. I'm looking at Poppy into
I'm
Dash
looking
Champion.
I'm
Oh
looking
boy.
into a Mumu.
Yes, I'm looking at our Mumu support, who
No,
has
no, not
feel.
support. Thank God. Not support.
What do you
It's
mean?
Amu Jangu.
Yeah, but I'm saying the last time that I've seen this champion actually played was when it was that horrendous, just everyone play melee sups all of the time. So
Oh, okay.
we freed him from support jail. He's no longer just in the Alistair, Nautilus, Leona, Mumu, just press all your R keys on 80 carries and let them fend for themselves. We actually have the ability of sliding him up into that top lane and sliding Poppy up into that top lane and a Mumu into that jungle role. So what's the gut take after seeing this, looking at this pick order here?
Actually, like I like the J4 first pick, but it didn't translate into a ban from Powder Monkeys of the Poppy. I think if you want to pick J4 into first pick, I think you might need to ban Poppy, especially if enemy jungler is playing it for sure,
Hmm.
or top laner even. So you need to find that out for you to pick J4. But I like the Janna pick here because it stops all of the engage of Powder Monkeys, the Thresh hook, the J4 EQ, the Ornn ultimate, all of the engage. I like that pick from Making It Great. Also, I like the Victor pick uh, being versus Zoe. I think Powder Monkey's mid laner, Trouble Bubble, I think his name
Mm-hmm.
is going to play a detrimental role in this game for sure, as he's the main playmaker of Powder Monkeys, as I've seen in games.
I also
But
do, like you said, I want to acknowledge the fact that this man's name is Trouble Bubble.
and
Even if you
he's
don't do any scouting
yeah,
whatsoever, you might want to remove that champion, no? Considering you had 5 bans, it was second rotations, and yet
yeah,
MIG I feel like that's either hubris or confidence, depending on how it plays out. Because even if you do no prep and you just, who are we playing? I don't know, some guy called Trouble Bubble. Maybe Zoe is worth the ban here, as we see the 5-stack flash
Oh,
forwards. But cool as a cucumber, a Mumu just hits him with the walk in a straight line maneuver.
not phased at all.
Nope, not a little bit. So, flash down, yes, Hex Flash on the side allows you, but at the same time, you'd always rather the real thing. So, small advantages go in the way of Mig early on.
Yeah, for sure. And we see a simple, yeah, I don't think anyone is gonna try for a play here, but we see Victor in that mid lane, getting that ward up in the blue buff of J4. And I think, I'm sure, Powder Monkey's jungler, I think it's his first game or not. I was watching, I was seeing the raw PGGs trying to scout, not scout, to see for today's cast, and I saw him and I didn't see him in any other game. So I hope he plays good in his debut on SLE.
Right, able to get his first start here, trying to make sure that he gets the roster swap that this squad needs. But as we look forward to these runes, masteries, summoners, everything of that sort, as the two junglers just clear their top side of the camps, I see something a little bit sneaky here of the wrap start for the Amumu, trying to clear towards the top side. And do you reckon that's indicating
And we see
anything
the
further for connecting bot lane? But Ignite committed, okay, maybe a bit premature, but chip is chip at the end of the day.
Yeah. I think both teams surely will play bot side. If you see that top matchup, oh, we see the first blood.
Drowsy connecting and Trouble Bubble picking up first blood, completely unassisted. MIG, maybe next time it's worth the ban here.
And we see again fighting in top lane. How? I don't know what today is happening. Of top laners are fighting like crazy. If you
Check that
see,
out.
if you saw that last game for with Zens and Mickey D, they were throwing punches after punches.
I did. I saw a Scion. I saw a smidge of Jarvan camp as the hook goes wide here. I was able to keep up, poke my head in every once in a while. But Fenris and Calamax looking to keep that fun going up in the top lane.
Yeah. As I said, as I was trying to say that I'm pretty sure happening dive maybe.
Okay, looking for the dive. Calamax taking a pair of tower shots to even the trade. Fenris, do not pose against that wall. The buckler is enough, and Calamax just slaps him over the head with the shield and walks his way to safety. No worries.
Yeah, as I was trying to say, wait, maybe we get another fight. Okay, as I was trying to say, both junglers are trying for sure to play against for that bot lane, as both bot lanes are very detrimental on both sides draft because you drafted Poppy and Ornn on top lane, and the Victor versus Zoe matchup is I don't know how that matchup goes, but I'm pretty sure every mid lane matchup except few exceptions are kinda skilled matchups. And like you have a Jinx, a hyper carry, you need to play for that hyper carry and the Zeri too. So as you said, that Amumu path was for sure to play to try to make a play on the bot lane.
Able to swipe up. That stolen ignite trouble bubble in the 1
Amumu?
versus 2 here in just a moment. Bandage toss not connecting. Pair of emotes thrown out, but no harm, no foul. Trouble bubble now with Sea Dog en route. Flag and drag forwards, able to connect onto the Amumu down to 300 HP as Shizu's running for the hills. Linux is able to provide the well to slow down the chase and get his jungler escorted safely under that mid T2.
And we see early game pressure, early game fights. No breaks during those two games between the teams. No breaks. You just fight, throw punches. Everyone fights. We see Thresh trying to hook.
The sleep connects. Lazju looking for the death sentence, which lands
The
as well. The
shield.
flash for the shield. And Canix is able to provide the safety, bringing out the big plays as now he's forced to run. The ignite ticking, dies for his mid laner, Sins. Canix with a great play, but stepping just a bit too far forwards, dies.
Yeah, that was a very nice try for from Canix. And it was good. It was a very nice try. Try to save his mid laner to try to catch up the wave, get the wave. But I think he overstepped a bit, as you said.
Level 6 here for both of these top laners. Grassbuck off that bonk. LMX. Keeping in mind, Fenris does have triple brittle at his disposal. He has the mana that he needs, and so there is some danger if this Poppy looks to stay. That's true, or that magic damage off the brittle is nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, we see early Drake trying to be played, but at no result. As both as Sea Dog found out very quickly what happened, and we're just gonna see maybe play a mid lane again. The triple
There it
bubble.
is. Another sleep connects. Demacian Standard not able to follow up, though. Sea-Dog, despite Glutix taking a bit of a nap in the mid lane, does not land his spells. And as a result, the Super Mega Death Rocket finishing the
Damn.
job, covering for his jungler and able to grab it up despite the site error.
Very nice predict by Pharaoh, predicting that Glunox is recalling between his turrets. And actually throwing the Super Mega Death Rocket and gets a kill.
Oops, now going out with the ult.
Flash.
Zeri is able to march forward, simple as they come. Pharaoh next on the chopping block, forced to flash away from the Janna Tornado.
We
Now
see
Sea-Dog looking to have the charge on in. No ult at his disposal. The sidestep from the Zeri is good. The shield buys the time. The auto's
Zoe is
not
here too.
enough.
Zoe is here too.
2 versus 4. They're trying to fight their way out of the corner. Clearing out the wave as best she can. Kanix asleep. No ult available, so he doesn't have the Monsoon. First one picked up by the Jinx, who gets excited. Autos the turret once. Cariso trying to stall for her Amumu, but it is picked up. Turret shot survived by Pharaoh on a sliver. Now the flash away from the Amumu.
Glunox is here.
Trying to stall, not able to connect the bandage toss. Glunox here to force Sea-Dog out with the ultimate, as now Trouble Bubble in a 1 versus 2 will simply march their way further into enemy territory. Loop around on the exit as Powder Monkeys pick up 5-2 scoreline 8 minutes in.
And you see another fight happening? No, okay.
No.
And we see here a very nice roam from Trouble Babu. He pushed the wave, he doesn't care about his wave again. He goes in, he gives Pharaoh a kill. A nice juggle of turret aggro here from Pharaoh, which gets excited and leaves instantly. And here, it's just a simple. And we see we got Nocturne ulted. Okay.
Able to find the exit there.
Yeah,
All of a sudden,
just yeah.
the carries of the Powder Monkeys. 5-0 and 3 combination. Lazju finds the flash, the Flay connects, the Drowsy. The pile in from the mid lane as Kanix is here to try and counteract once more. But it is Kanix taking a punishment. Trouble Bubble under fire. Goes on a rampage and finds the exit. Kanix not able to clean that one up. And Sea-Dog and Lazju grab one and get on out.
Yeah, that was a very risky play from Trouble Babu here. He nearly gave away the shutdown to Kurisu, if I spell it correctly. And if Kurisu got a shutdown here, it would be very good for him. But it was very unlucky by him. But Trouble Babu played it to its limits, very good.
Absolutely. That is comfort on a champion
And
here. It's up in the top lane. This Thresh is everywhere. The Poppy eviction is immune by that Bellows Breath. As now Fenris looks to put the heart on his enemy top laner. No flash available. Poppy has her own and can exit if she needs. holding it to the very last moment, but
Survive?
simply walking her way on out. Flash is now going to be expended. Sea Dog not able to find the range for the Cataclysm. Calamax! Why are we turning around? Jarvan presses the R key, and Poppy regrets her decisions.
Trouble Bubble again with a solo kill on mid lane. While we see Making It Great reply with the Drake and Pharaoh nearly stealing it with his Super Mega Death Rocket. But we see an instant reply for Powder Monkeys getting that Herald up in top lane.
Yep, this is going to be a bit of a messy map stay. I'm going to say that in the politest way possible. Powder Monkey's able to pick up Rift Herald. Drake going the way of MIG. Glunix finding himself in the fountain for the third consecutive time as the Avengers assemble on his screen. That sentence lands. What are you even supposed to do? You're worth 176 gold 11 minutes in.
That's very unfortunate for the side of Making It Great that Victor is not. That Victor is actually getting punished for being flashless. If you also saw last game with Victor on the side of Kuchiyin.
He's certainly being hammered home, and I think the best and most fitting description was thrown up by the Thresh there. I don't know if you caught it. You know that tent emote? That is the personification of what's going on right now. Fenris now looking to avenge his tower. Thresh en route, trying to find the corner of his flay, but electing to slap him over the head with the scythe and walk back to his wave.
And that Thresh is being everywhere. He is everywhere.
Absolutely. He's roaming mid, he's roaming top, he's playing to support his Jinx occasionally, but at the end of the day, getting your whole map ahead at the expense of not even, I was going to say a CS deficit, but Pharaoh is able to stay 7 up on his enemy laner. Not to mention all of the movement from Lazju. This is just Powder Monkeys with incremental leads building all across the map.
Yeah. And also, Thresh roaming everywhere gives the Jinx solo experience.
Fights in the top lane, 2 versus 2. Fenris is going to be killed before the R2 comes through, as now the flag and drag out. Sea Dog is able to escape, but Fenris not so fortunate. They will give chase. Flash for flash. Junglers, good reactions by Sea Dog. Is now in the bot lane. Janna might be a long way away from her structure. Monsoon pushing into Thresh, as now the box is committed. Fenro's going to get TP'd on, but they can walk their way out. Ghost has been popped, and as a result, the exit comes through, looking for the heroic charge. They find the stun into the wall, the flay underneath the structure as Pharaoh's got to try and finish the job. The heal, blocking up the Super Mega Death Rocket. MIG, the beautiful string of plays. And now the Zoes looking to mop it up. Karisu playing in the alcove, trying to find some sort of magic. But in a 1 versus 2, just going to be whittled down. You can't dodge autos, and Zeri will fall in the alcove.
And giving kills to Jinx is signing away your defeat in this game. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there is a. This is a very nice play by Poppy. He wants to get a kill. He did get a kill, but after that, the Trouble Bubble is coming through, and he just kills everyone in his way. He just sees and kills. I don't think there was an escape here from Zeri. And giving, as I said, giving the 3rd kill on Jinx, having a CS lead and the 3 kills into her name, also with 1.5 items plus Berserkers. I think it's going to be very hard for Making It Great to come back from this game.
I would agree with that. Not to mention, take a quick peek as we check in. The items start to pour on through. Mythics completed for the majority of the Powder Monkey, supports not included. But I see something in the mid lane that I would like to draw attention to. One of these books is not like the others. Hold that point. Zeri dropping and turned into cash, but now in a 1 versus 2, looking to knock some of these stacks off. Sleep connects. Trouble Bubble knocked up by the bubble of her own. In the wrong direction. Can she find her exit? 1 tower shot, 2 tower shots, heated up, but donating the support, the shutdown, but losing all of those all-important mid stacks.
Yeah, for sure. Giving your shutdown to the Janna is actually very good, but in return you have to lose your Magi stacks. I think it's worth, in my opinion. She, for sure, Trouble Bubble in this game will get 25 stacks, but giving away your 600 gold shutdown to Janna, I think it's very worth.
At the end of the day, yeah, you were trying to corner him with an Amumu with a Zeri. A Zeri got removed from the equation. Janna picks it up at the end of the day, and I don't think it makes such a difference that the Kindle Gem has been completed for Connex.
And we see, actually, on top lane, there is a big CS lead and also a turret being taken down by Kalamax. But in general, Trouble Bubble and Pharaoh are up in CS. And we see... Wow.
Connect the death sentence here. Lazju, the damage pours through, and Trouble Bubble deletes this Amumu.
Yeah, Trouble Bubble is getting out of control really fast.
Stun up in the top lane. Ornhorn has been sounded, as now Fenris is going to be trying to line him up, pop him up into the air. Fight playing out, able to find the Silence Monsoon, committed for the heal. Drowsy connecting onto the backline. It is Trouble Bubble trying to do the work through this one.
Zeri.
Play. Kirisu is able to turn this one around, picking up the enemy mids, as now she marches her way forwards. Double kill going over the way of the Zeri. Pharaoh here to turn it around. Kalamax. It's a messy fight, a long chase down, but I feel like she might be able to make her way out. Connecting both parts of the laser will not happen, and Jinx able to get a big payday after the end of this.
And we see Kalamax here trying to dive the Jinx, but he dies from the Jinx and he gives away 400 gold to the Jinx. Gets excited.
Jinx excited as Glunnox going to be trying to zone as best as he possibly can, but the Chompers come down. Double kill goes to Jinx, and the Powder Monkeys are right back on track despite the death of their mid.
And we see a friendly chase, or not.
Yeah, 2 tanks beating on one another. Bandage Toss not connecting onto the minions means he takes 2/3 of his HP, but not enough to kill, considering you are Merc Tread, Sea Dog. J4 does not have enough in the tank, and Amumu can just waddle his way to safety.
Mid lane turret being taken down as well opens them up very big from the side of Powder Monkeys here.
Mid T2 now trying to zip their way on out of there. Zap to provide the slow up in the top lane. Right after they said safety was going to occur, the Amumu did end up finding themselves in a scuffle with Sea Dog, who the Jarvan ends up being the one dropping.
And we're gonna see Trouble Bubble getting caught out here.
Look at the long range paddle star, but no flash on Zoe means that she is caught between a rock and a hard place. Shut down this time, going over to the Poppy.
And Trouble Bubble getting caught out again, as we saw. His 3rd death of the game. He lost all of his stacks on Magi. So I think the voice is lost.
I remember you guaranteeing me 25 Magi's in this game. Do we remember that, or do we just want to wipe that one from memory?
Misinput.
I feel like that misinput. I'm not sure I believe anymore. Finding an answer to this is now the Amumu dives his way in, fresh under fire. One more auto will do it. The smite's not enough as the Monsoon gets committed. 3-man trapped in the Cataclysm. Now it is Pharaoh in Trouble Bubble, like fish in a barrel. First reset goes the way of the Jinx. She takes out the enemy AD. It's the 2 tanks left, but they are simply chopped down. The uncap on Get Excited means Pharaoh goes godlike. Double kill going over to the Jinx. Trouble Bubble picking up a pair of her own, and 4 men dead for MIG.
Yeah, and as I said, I don't think it's worth for you if you are the side of making it great to force plays like this when enemy Jinx is 6-0, having a 1000 gold shutdown and also having a trouble bubble, which he doesn't have stacks on his Magi, but he is very strong, especially
Yeah.
in Joy. It's like it's his he knows every limit of his champion. He does everything. He does everything perfect, and there is no reply from making it great in general.
I just don't have answers now. A fight in the river. Calamax forced back to the safety
Trap.
of his support. A nice sidestep on the Super Mega
The
Death Rocket, but the
Ornn.
Horn Call of the Forge God finishing the job. You can dodge one, but you can't dodge them both when it's the entire screen filled with the Ram, and Fenris able to provide the peel required for this Drake take.
Yeah, and the Powder Monkey is running away with this game. I don't see any way out or back from making it great. Having a Dwight and Jinx with a 20 CS lead, I'm not quite sure how can make it great turn this around.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of stalling. You have
Yeah.
the Victor wave clear. You got some in the Zeri, but you gotta take this game so late to be able to turn it around here as Sea Dog. I can drag forwards, but the bandage toss
Getting cut out.
connecting. Curse the sad mummy flashing away is Sea Dog with the ultimate already committed. Clunux not able to land that one. Flashing forwards for the E. Does he have the damage? Q is enough. And MIG's mid picks up some much needed gold.
Yeah, that kill from Victor, it's trying to get him in the
Okay.
game again.
Yuri able to commit the ultimate here, but the bubble lands, cleansing it out, flashing for flash. Trouble Bubble runs for the hills and finds their escape. 14 Medjais are safe for now. Is up in the
C2.
top lane. That is a dead Amumu.
And
Pharaoh goes legendary, and on spawn, Baron might be started up here as they pull it off at the end.
And you could argue with the side of Powder Monkeys that was a Baron, but you see J4 not spawned yet, and you just back away, which is
Charge. Q and Locket are able to get Latitude to safety.
Sea-Dog is here.
Sea-Dog marching forwards, able to trap him in the Cataclysm. Poppy's got her flash,
Bubble,
but
bubble.
does not need it. You're not trapped in here with them. They're trapped in here with you. Able to find the eviction, and it is simply going to be an R key traded for R key.
Yeah, and the Trouble Bubble landed a nice slip onto Kirisu, which forced him to back away, or else he would die instantly. And we see the Baron instantly trying to be called, maybe? And it started, yeah.
Poking and prodding around it, trying to find the damage, and electing to just start it on up. They have no vision, they have no control. MIG's jungler doesn't even have
Shitsu
the
is
smite
here.
quite yet. 4k HP, but they got no way of knowing.
Yeah.
Swiping it down is Sea Dog as now they look to turn the fight on the tail end of it. Recall's being channeled. Long-range Lantern provides the escape, and Powder Monkeys are out if they wish. Maybe some chase on the end of it, but they can just simply waltz their way out with their brand new prize.
Yeah, and the Baron being called here was a very nice call by the side of Powder Monkeys, getting them a lot of extra gold and
Ooh.
extra damage.
Lunix blocking it out to your Trouble Bubble. Yeah, this is an ill-advised siege for MIG here.
Yeah.
All the Forge Cloud connecting forward the first two with the second. Sea Dog marching his way
Sea-Dog?
forwards. Cataclysm will be shoved out by the Monsoon. Calamax running for the hills, able to find the eviction on the Ornn, but now the Thresh is en route. Scryer's Bloom popped. Shizu trying to provide peel, but what can an Amumu
The
do?
hook.
He's hooked up instead. He tries to peel for his buddy, but just gets turned on instead. Legendary status for Jinx, 22-12 for the scoreboard. And Baron buff in hand, mid lane, gonna be rumbled at by the Powder Monkeys.
Yeah, I don't quite know why Making It Great actually tried to siege, tried to get the tier 2 turret on mid lane, while Powder Monkeys are very far ahead from them and very fed. Especially if you look at that Jinx right now, she's nearly third item, 10-0 with the CS lead also. I
Yeah,
don't
we've
know
been
how can you fight it.
Yeah, spoiler, you can't. You
Yeah.
really, really cannot try and siege this up. We were talking about Trouble Bubble a lot in terms of the solo kills, the flash, the style, but quietly, the engine of this game has
It's
been
Pharaoh.
Pharaoh on the Jinx. Absolutely. 3 items already completed, T2 boots, plus the components for this next one, Shard plus Zeal. So looking towards what could be a rapid fire, something along those lines, and it's just an absolute menace. They have burst, they have poke, they have engage, they have disengage, they have DPS, they got just Exodia for the Power Monkeys. So, yeah, like you
Yeah,
said,
look at that
it's,
burst damage.
it's
And
so tough to try and find an angle into this.
Victor.
Down a level, Trouble Bubble, a very nice sidestep on the first Q as the ultimate Chaos Storm can be dropped.
Dog is here.
But Sea Dog's here to clean it up. No flash on Victor means very, very short lifespan. So Lazio and
The
Pharaoh
hook
face
by-
checking a brush with a Jinx in it. Legendary for Jinx. Poppy can only throw up the Steadfast Presence and walk sadly back into her base.
And also, if you see, Trouble Bubble is close. He's getting closer.
Closer, 18. All right, I don't
18
like to
stacks.
mention these because I feel like whenever I mention these, they are horrifically
The
cut
caster
short.
scares.
So I'll
The
just,
caster scares.
yeah, we are moderately excited for the stakes of Trouble Bubbles Medjai's here. Moderation is key here, Adam.
Yeah, for sure. And we see Powder Monkey is trying to get an inhibitor turret while tier 1 top lane just sitting there free. And the hook by
Connecting
Amumu?
here as Amumu goes into the back line onto Trouble Bubble. The Amumu's gonna be kicking things off here as the Zoe must run for the hill,
Pharaoh.
sidestepping that very poke. Halamax here looking to flank, but it is Pharaoh being peeled for by all the members of her squad. Double kill going the way of the marksman. She's excited. The sleep connects
Grab the
from
bubble.
range as the cleanse flash is beautiful, but the cataclysm
to
to
the
follow
shutdown.
smited like a camp. Sea Dog is able to finish that one off, and the lantern to safety. Powder Monkeys are playing like a
Again.
well-oiled machine as another one lands, trying to body block as this Janna, but the heal is not enough. In sync are the blue team, and MIG just can't keep up.
Again.
Last one to fall. You're flashing, and you're only given more range. Zoe finishing the ace. Pharaoh picks up his first death of the game, but it is a
Look,
valiant
next.
sacrifice as the blue team mow it down.
And by the way, look, I liked that Glunox tried to got the shutdown on Pharaoh, which is very good for them, but Trouble Bubble, hitting every Trouble Bubble there is imaginable.
All of a sudden, you're understanding where the username came from.
Yeah,
At least for me. I feel like I'm understanding where this name came
and
from.
she's
Earning the
also
tag.
25
on his
stacks.
There it is.
He completed
There
it.
we go. It was promised and it was delivered. We will never disappoint here on the SLE, and I appreciate
Trouble
the
Bubble
faith.
again.
Not quite able to connect this one. At the end of the day, yes, you are magnificently far ahead, but I feel like the 2.5 item Poppy shouldn't get one shot. So hopefully, however,
And
Pharaoh's gonna do a
Alamax
much better
is
job
up.
of finishing that. Look at the health bar turned to powder as now the blue team marches their way forwards. Pharaoh en route, 4 versus 5. You're not favored even, let alone short-handed, so MIG must cede the ground.
Yeah, and you give Baron for sure. You just lose the game. You either maybe they can flip it, but I don't think you are slowly losing the game here. And with
Yeah,
the
it's
Baron,
tough.
you are losing it even faster.
But at the same time, I don't think Amumu gets anywhere close to Pit. He's got no
Yeah,
flash. He's
for
got no
sure.
vision. He doesn't see anything. So they're forced to give it up. And MIG are solidly pinned in the corner here. Very
Yeah.
few options. They're gonna need something special to try and even start climbing the mountain Powder Monkey's built.
Yeah, and you see Powder Mang is just sieging, and two people on MIG are on bot lane, recalling.
You see the Zeri in the bot lane, 4 versus 5 underneath their own top T3. Telemax finding the pin into the back line. Steadfast Persian's
Horn ultimate.
committed. But the Orn Horn finds its way onto one, into the back
Jinx!
lines. Chains connect on the Glunix, the sleep does too, and that's about all she wrote. 3-man
Hero!
Cataclysm finishes the deal. The Powder Monkeys march forward uncontested.
Triple
The crit
kill!
to finish. The Thresh did swipe one away to ruin the montage, but at the end of the day, game 1 in dominant fashion goes the way of the Powder Monkeys.
Yeah, and as I said, you cannot escape that Jinx. 16 and 1 in the game. CS, a very big CS lead, if I remember correctly. Nearly full build, and you can't do anything. You can't do anything. If she has the right pew, you can't do anything. Which she got. Which she got the right pew, and it's pretty much GG from the side of making it great.
Absolutely. It's just, as we kind of said, it's just all of the parts working together in this incredible cohesion. Zoe finding the poke, Jinx providing the DPS, and the 3 chunky boys around her finding the ways in. Ornn with some snipes of the ult. J4 able to trap 3 in the Cataclysm at the end. Thresh connecting death sentences and running around the map like a psycho from basically minute 4. It's just, there's too much to deal with all at the same time. So MIG, they are going to have a lot on their plate trying to pull one back, because if they get swept here, not quite mathematically eliminated, but you're effectively out of these playoffs.
Yeah, there is a huge chance if MIG gets swept here, they might not have the chance to answer in next week's games. So having coming out of a loss, I think you need to have a reaction here in game 2. I think you need to have any reaction, not you have, you need to.
Mm.
Because if you mathematically, as you said, if you lose this game, you are out.
Absolutely. You're very firmly in dire straits here, so you need to find an answer. And I think step 1 is to admit it. We are bested in the mid lane. Do not give him his Zoe again,
Yeah,
because that's got to be step 1 here for MIG.
that's for sure. Yeah, having Trouble Bubble on his signature champion pretty much so that's why he's called Trouble Bubble
Mm.
for sure. And I'm pretty much certain you need to ban it game 2 here.
It's just tough though, because even the draft didn't feel that desperate. Yeah, it was tough, but at the same time, it's just the synergies that are really impressive for the Powder Monkeys. You said you've scrimmed them, so trying to find ways to split them might be your other option. But we're not quite grasping at straws here, but we're getting close. That was such an impressive performance for the Powder Monkeys. So a lot to tighten up here for MIG with your playoff hopes riding on the line. Any closing things before we throw this on into a break to get ourselves set up for game 2?
Um, as I said, make Inting grade needs to have a reaction here. Only this for me. Like I
Yeah.
said from Blazing Pandas, I say it for making it grade 2.
Yep, really need to shake things up as much as they possibly can. But whatever the opposite of a salty run back is, that's what we need.
Yeah.
Just everything changes. Completely shake everything up here, but we will be cutting into a short break for just a moment. get ourselves topped up and ready to go for game 2 of this best of 2. Don't go anywhere, and we will see you guys right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the SLE for Game 2 of Make Inting Great, taking on the Powder Monkeys, their playoffs hopes, depending on the outcome of this game for MIG. And I don't know about you, but I'm a little bit terrified for the hopes and dreams of all the MIG fans here, considering Game 1.
Yeah, trying to play against so many good picks from Pounder Monkeys, not team comp wise, but player comp wise, was kind of difficult for MIG to handle. Having that Zoe picked of Trouble Bubble really describes how the game went.
Yep. You left the main player on the team, the main champion of the team, for a guy who's named after a spell. And pretty much everything that you expected to happen did happen, unfortunately. So hopefully a huge pivot here for the Powder Monkeys, as we are going to be slotting our way into draft for Game 2. And as my eyes flick over the screen, I don't
Zoe
see
not
Zoe
banned.
banned or picked.
Yeah.
So first, I'm just seeing quick X10 report all, and then we'll move on with the draft analysis because what? Okay.
That Shivana ban is kind of sus also.
The Shyvana ban is kinda ah.
Powder Monkeys ban 3 jungle first rotation, okay. Anyways.
All right.
Uh,
Following along.
okay.
Okay, following along. Blue one Maokai. I like that. That thing can be played in literally 15 roles.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
fine. It's
That's very
super
good.
flexible. Jinx Thresh, strong bot lane. If it wasn't broken game 1 and you took until like the 30-minute mark to die your first time, run it back. Super strong for the Powder Monkeys. Swain Varus is an extreme departure and one that I actually really like, considering I think Swain is like 53% win rate last I checked up on him.
Yeah, it's a very good pick, especially on support. Also, picking Oriana is currently like the most played
Mm,
mid laner everywhere, even in Worlds. You see everyone is even picking it first pick blue one, and
absolutely.
it's very broken at this time right now.
Not to mention, it's being banned out 9 times out of 10 as well. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
super pickable.
especially in Worlds,
Yeah,
it's either pick or ban. I think it has 100% pick or ban rate.
I'm a huge nerd for this kind of thing. Oriana's 87% presence.
87 presence.
I
Okay.
checked. So she's either picked or banned in 87% of games, but that included plans, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But yes, I'm trying to find huge strength for MIG. However, I must admit, I am a ginormous Urgot hater. I feel like this champion is not good, has not been good, and is simply countered by a Warden's Mill. And congratulations, this champion's not valuable anymore.
Yeah. And whoa.
Oh, flash for flash, but one of these champs has Hex, so Kurisu gonna be down a summoner thanks to Lazju's son.
And we see exactly the kind of play Powder Magus did last game, wasting not wasting, trading Thresh's flash for another player's flash of making him great, and we see
Oh, nice sidestep for here for Lennox. But still finding the worst of the trade up until the tail end of it. That's the joys of being melee in the range. You find a winning trade, and then you get slapped with spells as you try to leave.
yeah. How do you think this game is going to unfold?
Okay. In terms of grand scale, I think that Powder Monkeys just look so well organized that it's going to be a struggle for MIG. That's my first take. Second take is, God, I hate Urgot with every fiber of my being, especially into a tank. I'm such an Urgot hater. I don't think you can abuse a tank hard enough that it matters. So you're going to play for sides. I do like this combination here of the Swain, the Ori, the Maokai finding ways to get that ball delivery system. They've got good pick, but in my eyes, I think we might see history repeating itself. Front-to-back team fight, Silas stealing, could be Chains, could be Maokai ultimate, even the Demonic Ascension for the Swain. and just kind of running at you headlong, and you don't have great answers, unfortunately. So I expect to see Drake fights. Expect to see Powder
Yeah,
Monkeys
hook.
winning those Drake fights, and the hook play combo. This time the Ignite is beautiful. The zap from range and 2 versus 2. Pharaoh and Lazju putting the hurt on early.
And that was a very nice hook by Lazju hitting and making contact with Canex, also wasting his flash and that ignite taking down here. It's a very nice try for Canex to bring some poke and maybe burn them a bit. But here they Powder Monkeys get the level 2 first and like there's nothing you can do. Maybe you can flash this hook here, but from that point on you just
Ooh.
die.
Yeah, a backstep from Connex into flashing in a straight line means
Bubble
that
Bubble.
unfortunately his doom. Glenix under fire. The Conqueror plus the empowered auto means that they have enough to finish the job mid. Meanwhile, Thresh gets himself shut down on the bottom half of the map as a beautiful 2 versus 1 comes through. Jinx recalled, Thresh didn't, and MIG made him pay for it.
Yeah, for sure. And we see here top lane, that's pretty much a norm matchup. PvP. There is a bit of a CS gap on jungle row, but I don't think there is a really... And we see a fight for the scuttle crab here.
Yep, able to just jockey this one down, 500 HP, but the Trundle walks up and smites it. The hook connects. Death Sentence is beautiful as Sea-Dog grabs that one up.
Babu. He's in trouble, but he got out of it.
Able to find the exit here on the Silas. Oriana
getting
only
a lot
level
of blocks
4
here.
means that the chip is nice, but she's not in any lethal danger right now.
Yeah, she has a lot of poke right here with her E and Q.
Yep, able to just chip him down.
But
at the
also
end of the
like
day-
Keratos, yeah.
But you got TP on Silas, so at the end of the day, poke won't stick. He'll simply recall back on out. Producers doing it to him. -1, unfortunately, for Glenix. But, yeah, Turbo Bubble able to TP on out of there. And head
Canex
back
playing
into
with
lane.
fire here.
Oops, able to chip it on out, but...
Level 2 also. And a plate for... Solo plate for Pharaoh.
A lot of gold for this AD carry so far. CS even across the board in the bot lane. Up in the solos, 37 to 26 up top, 30 to 17 in mid. So gold nicely being farmed up here, but more than answered out by those kills and the pressure elsewhere.
Yeah, CS lead from Oriana to an Silas is kinda expected, especially on the early stage of the game. And also an Ornn being CS down is also expected in early game.
Very nice chain connecting
Nice.
here to the lantern to safety. And the sidestep on the piercing arrow.
No,
Now
we see Sea-Dog
Sea-Dog
here, but
as the pillar
Alamax
flash
picks.
is available on Urgot, as he's just gonna walk up and find the slow first, the pillar of filth afterwards, but he gets the stun into it. Beautifully done. Fenris and Sea-Dog teaming up with their synergy. Flash able to find the roots, and Shizu picking that one up and denying Trouble Bubble any chance of repeat heroics.
That is a nice, quick and swift reply by the side of making integrate, which also may lead to getting their first Drake, which is, if I'm not mistaken, the Chemtech Drake. Yeah,
It is indeed able to pan on over, and Chemtech Drake currently being wailed on by the side of this blue team. Poking around is the Thresh Jinx, but they have no mid pressure, meaning that it's not going to go their way unless Maokai does something egregious. Yep, there it is, smiting it down, picking it up.
Bubble is here though.
Now, Silas is here now. Demonic Ascension has been fired on up. The play backwards onto the Jinx. She cleanse flashes and runs for the hills as now she gets excited. Flashing forwards, not able to connect the Death Sentence, means that it is marksman for marksman. They will finish the job, but Thresh is able to pick up a double of his own. Up in the mid lane, we see continued fireworks as they march their way on in. But it is 2 kills to Thresh. MIG do get the objective, and at the end of the day, probably worth.
Yeah, for sure. Varus got Nice kills here, and we see Sea-Dog again.
Return to the top lane, still flash available for Urgot, but he's chasing the orange such a long distance. R2 is going to be flashed away from, but remember, he's just going to be beaten down. Pillar of Filth committed. Into the alcove he flees, but reinforcements are still a long way away. You see him on the minimap, finding the flip forwards. There's no way we don't have Sea God flash. They will finish the job, but now can
Kanix
they
is
find
here.
any slowdown? Kanix, it's only on his own. The Maokai called it off, and now he's level 4
He's level
against
4.
a level
Wow.
7 Fenris. I'm not liking his chances, and he's forced backwards.
Yeah, him being here, it's a very nice trade-off of getting the objective, and also Kurisu got the kill, but right here, Trouble Bubble punishing the Swain for not having his flash up from losing it. Here, Thresh is actually nearly he got a hook, and you
Chains
see here,
connecting on both fronts, but one is greater than the other. Pharaoh picking up his first of the game off the back of a beautiful hook out of the replay.
yeah, that's that's Caster's here. Here, I was trying to say something good about Kurisu, and he instantly died.
Yeah, he got a nice pair of kills, but unfortunately, just gets finished off. This time by the marksman to claim it up. Lennox,
Yeah.
not having the greatest time, does push Trouble Bubble back, and no TP this time translates into some real gold for the mid laner.
Yeah, him getting some kind of mirror goal here. And we see other Calamaxes and
Keep in
Shitsu.
mind though, remember no mid. Sea-Dog able to find a sidestep on that Urgot E, but they're in a 2
Oriana is
versus
here.
2 for now. Remember no mid, so they find a beautiful Bramble Smash backwards. We're
Orange
en route to
Kitten.
try and turn the tide. Silas still a long way away. Max now getting popped up into the air by the Searing Charge. The chains connect on both fronts as Trouble Bubble returns to lane, picks up 300 gold, and saunters
he's the
happily with the objective.
Yeah, I don't know why do you even bother starting.
Resh
Never mind, wait.
is able to find a nice little
Nice
stun, but
shutdown.
gets shut down. This is going to be a dead Oriana in trade, but at the same time, they do get a shutdown. Pillar
Oh.
Filth, right? Maybe I spoke too soon. Call the Forge God. Redirected. They don't have enough. Shockwave yanks
The
them both
Shockwave.
in. The auto
The auto attack.
clockwork wind up. Lennox gets out, making a liar of me. Fenris and Sea-Dog bungle it, and Lennox able to find their way to safety.
And I was saying, like, I don't know how can you start Herald here if you are the side of MIG, but we see here Glunox getting a nice shutdown by from the Thresh, and here the pillar
Return?
actually helps her. And
The pillar knocks them the wrong way. Call of the Forge God doesn't finish the job. They flash late to die to the auto. It's just unlucky plays as Ferris is unfortunately going to be finished off. And it's getting real scrappy here, Adam.
Yeah, we see already 16 kills on the board at 11 minutes. It's meanwhile in top lane 0 kills. and I think again Powder Monkeys are running away with it, even though the gold lead says otherwise.
Yeah, if we could flip on over into that gold lead, just thank you for the observers. Yeah, gold leads is incremental leads in everywhere except for Glenex, really. You know, 80 carries got a lead, 1k on support is not the biggest deal at the end of the world. 300 in mid and up in the top lane. Yeah, 400 on this Urgot, but where it really matters is certainly going the way of Powder Monkeys. 10 seconds on Drake and item completion for Jinx. I'm not liking their chances to finish this one off.
The TP from Silas?
Pillar! That's a dead marksman. Giving up the chase and standing still. This Varus has had enough.
He's just went AFK. he accepted his fate.
That was, yeah, that's exactly. He knew he was beat, he knew he was caught, and just gave it up. No summoners needed, he just calls it off.
Yeah, and the Drake goes to Powder Monkey side. And we see a Mountain Soul, which is very good for the side of Powder Monkeys.
Shockwave committed, but it pulls them closer. Glennox now with a stolen ultimate, flashing
Collapse.
forwards, able to pull the 2 in. Ball trying to peel as best as they possibly can.
Slayer.
Trouble Bubble finishes the job and now sets his sights on the Maokai, who must exit back into his own jungle. Jinx gets excited here. Field committed, now trying to find the autos. Cleanse Flash used. Jinx now turning tail and running on out.
Yeah, and Silas with a very nice 1v2 here. The Flash Orianna ultimate, the Flash Shockwave was perfect from the Silas, and we see again a fight.
Looking for something cheeky, trying to find the lantern throw and to take the Q, but just a little bit slow means that he broke the Thresh Q, then the Blast Cone interrupts the chains. He all gets a little bit spaghetti code.
Sitchu's here.
Gonna be cancelled.
What?
Drop down going on to the Swain of all people. Is now up in the top lane, 2 versus 1. Trying to find the outplay, but the Urgot finishes the job. Production can't even keep up, guys. Come on, let's
And then
chill
shut down in
bit.
mid lane.
Shut down mid, dead Ornn, dead Jinx, MIG fighting their way back out of a deficit.
Yeah, got a very nice shutdown from Silas here. And gonna pan out the top lane and
Oh, Simric
Pharaoh.
the camera chasing it all the way across Summoner's Rift. A beautiful sniper Pharaoh is caught on camera thanks to the heroics of production. But
2 out of 2
Pharaoh
from Pharaoh.
putting a stop to any sort of momentum as they look to equal things out. Look at that gold lead that you talked about a couple minutes ago, at pretty much as close to parity as you could ask for.
Yeah, the gold lead is even now, but I still think, like, you see XP wise, Canix is still level 6.
This is not a good look for the Swain. I will say,
Yeah.
Shockwave finds 2, but the death sentence connects. Connex down and baited his mid. Thresh picking up his 4th of the game with these last hits. And trying to divvy the gold up somewhat, but he can't help himself. The Warden wants another. The chain's not connecting this time, as the Varus is able to find the range.
Will they dive?
I don't think so. I don't advise it. I'll put it that way. I do not advise the dive here quite yet, considering you don't know what lurks in the darkness. But Thresh marching his way forwards, Change of Corruption, connecting, piercing arrow. They do find the interrupt on that channel, but the Swain is looking to give chase. Here comes the Trundle turning it around. They're letting the Jinx free fire as she sets her sights on the enemy marksman. 1 sliver left. Swain goes up into that ultimate. Demonic Ascension inbound. Lethal tempo stacking on up. Super Mega Death Rocket splits all 3. Not able to connect on any. Means that Pharaoh comes up empty-handed, but pushing MIG back.
Trouble Bubble is here too.
Need to turn it around. Abduct, Abscon connects, and they find their way onto that marksman. Oh, beautiful zap from the Jinx does finish the job, as this one is sidestepped the claw coming through. Can he find the slows? He tries to find the peel, but it's not in time. Silas picks up enemy support. Glennox keeps this one rocking with the shockwave to land on enemy mid. Chain's not connecting. A little bit of hesitation from Glennox, knowing that it's still a scary thing to walk into fog as a mage. But at the end of the day, Shelly goes the way of the Powder Monkeys. MIG fighting tooth and nail, keep the gold lead within just spitting distance.
Yeah, and like, even if the gold is Powder Monkeys are like 2k up right now, I don't think there is a way back, even if you're losing by 2k right now. I think the momentum is on Powder Monkeys' side, and I don't find any way for making Inting to come back again from this game.
Okay. I would chill just a little bit on calling this one over. This 16 minutes into the game, only 2k in the lead. You've got damage on Ori waiting for the Seraphs to be completed. There are certainly still windows here.
There are still windows, but
Inting
But
on
as
the
you can
Connex, they
see, the
find their
momentum.
pick. Beautiful ultimate from Jinx finishes that one, and over-aggression from Swain is punished. But yeah, I don't think you can't call this one by any means, but there's still plenty of windows, but Powder Monkeys are swinging away.
Yeah, there's still a window, as you said, but I don't believe it because, like, there is a very, very high chance, and the TP goes in from
coming
Rihanna.
through another fight, coming out to bat. The
Glunox,
TP is going to be
the
popped
shockwave,
as they send their way forwards. Blazju is going to be
a
chunked
hook no
on
thresh.
out here as now Pharaoh fighting underneath that mid T2. Finding a hook beautifully done. They give chase into the Raptor pick. Lennox picks one up, trading out for the Thresh. Chains connect to the bottom of your screen. Everfrost lands the stolen ultimate. The snipe with the W does not land as Pharaoh can't quite get dinked out
There.
by that eye. It is Jungler for
Urgot.
AD carry trade. Urgot ends up being the one to grab it up, as now they look to keep it going. Connex finding a claw, but a lot more than he bargained for off the back of it. Trouble Bubble does go on a rampage. Beautiful pillar traps Urgot in a 1 versus 2 in a phone booth, as he's going to try and battle his way back out to his marksman. He does indeed do it, and MIG continue to fight, taking out enemy mid.
And here, Glunox with a very nice shockwave, but a very nice reply from a flash of Lyshu coming in, going for the 1-for-1, but Trouble Bubble is on the hunt. He's trying to kill everyone here. He ults the Maokai with his own ultimate. He tries to hook, but he doesn't find the way to hook, but he has a King Slayer again, and he just presses W, and the Urgot, I think, is sniped, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, able to finish off that AD carry.
Trouble Bubble.
Trouble Bubble waiting in the wings, finds the root, finds the stun,
flash.
flashing in to secure the deal. A little bit of style on top for the Silas. Means that Trouble Bubble picks up the solo kill in the top lane.
Yeah, Trouble Bubble was just escaping with the game again. I'm pretty sure right now he's unstoppable.
Look to fight their way into this jungle here.
Trouble Bubble again.
Onto the Swain once more. The ultimate has been popped, draining his way through 2. Super Mega Death Rocket not connecting this time as Chains of Corruption go wide as well. The skill shots finally land their way onto this marksman as the Thresh has been on point. Connex is dealing with the excited Jinx as best he can, but it's a double nonetheless. Powder Monkeys coming up clutch time and time again off the back of their support.
That's a Baron, no? A questionable flash.
Flash 4 is going to be answered. The Bellows Breath, the ultimate time's out, but the autos will do it. Calamax able to find the solo kill. 9k left on this Baron. There's no one in a country mile to contest. The classic trade solo lane for Baron strat works, and it is going to be Powder Monkeys claiming up the Baron.
Yeah, Powder Monkeys get the Baron now. It's very good for them, especially in 1.5 minutes. Another Drake spawns in, which maybe brings them to Mountain Drake Soul Point. And I don't really know how. Right now, I don't think there is a window for making him great, especially when Powder Monkeys got the Baron. And also, again, Trouble Bubble, again, 10 stacks on Magi. And also has 2 complete items.
And the Jinx flank too. Here, trying to find the slow with the pillar, setting their sights on this Swain. They will get peeled off, but a couple big tools used to do it.
Yeah, and getting these 2 ultimates, I think it pretty much assures you get a Drake here.
Yep, no Change of Corruption, no Maokai ultimate, and with those down, 45 seconds left. Sea-Dog constantly lurking over this wall. Not able to find the range as they walk back to try and claim this prize.
Yeah, and maybe Glunox gonna get collapsed on?
He's able to call it off early enough, knows that turret is lost. Do not give your life trying to defend it. He is able to slide back into his mid T3.
And Drake is also spawning, but Kalamax got 600 gold plus the shutdown from top lane tier 2, but will he pay it? No. Trouble Bubble misses the chains. But yeah, Powder Monkeys
Chain's
get
not
on soul point for a
Mountain
very huge Drake for them.
Mountain Soul Point no less. As they look to try and transition their pressure up
They
towards
will
this
collapse towards
Urgot.
it.
There's a lot of members headed top lane.
No,
Tries to find the
Urgot.
recall. It's canceled out. Trouble Bubble and Sea Dog. 1 versus 2. Can Calamax find something special? A big heal comes through.
Kalamax! What?
Double ultimate, but Trouble Bubble got it off first. That is one of the most spaghetti things I've seen in a while. Trouble Bubble got the Archie just a hair past. Even chat knows that that was spaghetti. In game, out of game, everybody. But it is Calamax dying to his own ultimate.
That was the worst, the most random interaction I've ever saw in game.
I absolutely love this. It's just one
Yeah,
of those
and-
champions that's just a bug farm, right? You have to call that one off. They find their way
Sea
onto
Dog.
the Swain. Sea Dog goes unstoppable. These pillars just doing work, the damage to follow. And Silas is really just a bug form. He's just, the amount of interactions that just kind of turn to smithereens when you cast them against each other is crazy.
Yeah. Now, are you okay. We go to the replay again.
Attempt 2. Now it's,
Attempt 2
the
of
dust is
replay.
finally settled. Take another look at this and feast your eyes on 200 years of game design, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Double ult. Kingslayer heal. And into the wall. Shut down goes the way of Silas. It's just gross.
I guess the only explanation to this is that Silas pressed the button first. I
Yeah,
don't find any
that's-
other explanation. I don't know how that interaction happened, but I'm pretty sure the only explanation is that Silas pressed R faster. And
Yeah,
I hope
100%.
I hope that is the explanation.
The double pull into the double untargetable into the slide across the map on ice skates did really
Yeah.
add a little bit of seasoning on it. I think Trouble Bubble got it off first. I don't think it's a priority thing, but at the same time, it wouldn't surprise me if it was some sort of, player 1, player 2 jank that came through from this. Like what order you join the lobby or just like the weird stuff that happens in
Yeah.
order of operations.
Yeah, with the Baron spawning at 1 minute, I don't think Powder Monkeys should fight or flip anything till the Baron spawns. Or they will try it.
They
They will.
Sending it
And
away
the
into
Shockwave.
Shockwave. Beautiful Captain Jack cleanse from Pharaoh gets him to relative safety.
TP
Is now
from
his front
Calamax.
line tries to tank for as long as they possibly can. Swain ultimate is going to be greater
Calamax.
than Swain ultimate as now the damage pours in. The peel was
Yeah,
provided. Trouble Bubble marches forwards. Demonic Ascension living up to the name as the ace comes through. Right as you said, you shouldn't be flipping anything. They prove exactly why. Powder Monkeys just wailing on these structures. 30 seconds left on the top side, 10 seconds left on the bot. They're looking to close this one out in a hurry.
And I think they will do it because Jinx passive, yeah. For sure the game has ended here.
Absolutely. With passive in tow, it is going to be an emphatic 2-0 sweep for the Powder Monkeys.
Yeah, I don't know. Having Pharaoh just free hitting every step of the way. It's just free hit on free hit on free hit. I don't think he got hit in the fight.
He did at the very start of it. They set their sights on him. Captain Jack cleansed in just a couple of frames, flashed out, and that was it. That was all the threat you managed to put onto him. He dealt with it appropriately, and then with the help of his leaders, he marched his way forwards, put the shots through, and again, credit to the marksman. But as always, and as a tank player myself, credit to the front line. They're the real heroes to let you shine as a marksman. So Powder Monkeys 2-0 staying in playoff contention. And again, just as we said in the pregame, cohesion and the teamwork seeming to be a real strength of the Powder Monkeys.
Yeah, for sure. Powder Monkeys played like a team both games. They played very, very good as a unit, and but also making it great tried to make a statement second game, but really I don't know how maybe something happened, but I don't think they had a chance like after 15 or 20 or 17 minutes.
Yeah, it was unfortunately just seemed like Powder Monkeys the better team on the day, and MIG were playing catch up from very early on. They did find a big play to equalize. They were able to find leads across the map in terms of the not leads per se, but able to find their advantages and equalize it out. They were able to keep it level, keep it close, but it really didn't feel like they were ever in control. And as a result, I believe this might be the eulogy for the MIG playoff hopes. So, any closing thoughts before we round out today's cast and stream title?
To be honest, we signed a lot of Trouble Bubble, but I think the credit needs to be given also to Ferro having a huge game one for sure, going like 16 and 1 with Jinx. And the second game as well, he popped off very good. He was also a very detrimental player for Powder Monkey's wins, especially in game one, having a lot of damage and a lot of resets, meaning he will free hit everyone. But in general, I think my MVP maybe I would give to Trouble Bubble because she kinda outplayed everyone in the map.
Speaking
But
of around the map, I want to give a nod to Thresh.
yeah, for
I
sure,
really do want
Thresh.
to give a nod to this man just appearing in every single brush
Yeah.
across the map. Janna walks up to get a morsel of vision, eats a hook. You're trying to
Yes.
lane 1 versus 1 top lane, you eat a hook. You're laning in your own lane. He's flashing on your head level 1 and not giving you a morsel of breathing room beyond that. It's just huge, huge pressure. So, yeah, absolutely. Credit to the carries, but you also got to give the supporting cast. Everyone on the Powder Monkeys playing their part and getting Thresh twice, shining twice. He's got my heart, even if he doesn't have your MVP.
Yeah, for sure. The MVP is kind of close here, to be honest. Sea Dog played very good. Pharaoh played very good. Trouble Bubble played very good. Laju played very good. Orn Fenry did his part in the game for sure. But if I were to decide on an MVP, I would give it to Trouble Bubble. It's very close.
Fair enough. Credit all the way across the board here for the Powder Monkeys, but that is going to be the end of it. 2-0 sweep as they finish off MIG in a very solid fashion. That is absolutely going to be the end of it for us, though. So thank you all very much for joining us. I have been Sandbag. This has been Adam. Pepper behind the camera. And Adam, next up on the block, do you know when we have our next set of games?
Next set of games, I think, will be announced very shortly on the announcement channel of the SLE server.
Okay, check your eyes to that announcements. The next set will be posted, but for now, that's going to do it for us. Thank you very much for joining us and have a fantastic rest of your evening. Take care, guys.
Have a great night.